How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs beat writer for On SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. I hope you guys are having a great day today when you are watching. We are recording on the 31st. Don't know if any of you are baseball fans, but man, what a trade deadline just throughout the entirety of the scheme and the whole day. But you're here to find out more about the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's stick to that. Training camp is resuming today as of the 1st of August. We are very close to another Kansas City Chiefs season at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that you guys are too. But as we continue on with our training camp coverage, today we're going to be talking about the three greatest assets that Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has for him going into the new campaign. Assets in being, the biggest contributors to allow Patrick Mahomes to be as successful as humanly possible. And as we've seen, Mahomes has been one of the more successful quarterbacks in the National Football League since donning a Chiefs uniform full-time at the quarterback position in 2018, going into his 9th season. Man, the time has flown by. His 9th season in the National Football League. Mahomes has only gotten better, the 2-time MVP, 3-time Super Bowl champion. He's going to look to try and lead the Chiefs to their 4th straight Super Bowl appearance and their 10th consecutive AFC West division title. But he's going to have a much easier time with these three assets. So let's break them down. Number 1 on my list, Trey Smith. Newly extended Trey Smith, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to be in a Chiefs uniform for several years in advance. And that is only going to be an asset to not only the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line, but mainly the guy that they're protecting, Patrick Mahomes. We have seen the tremendous relationship between Trey Smith and Mahomes. They have been, they've come through the system together. They know each other very well. When he got extended, Patrick Mahomes couldn't help but extend his happiness out to the world, not even just through a text message to him privately. It is a duo in a combination of players that can help the Kansas City Chiefs thrive for multiple years into the future. If you don't get Trey Smith locked up, that offensive line for the 2026 season, 2027 season starts to get a little bit spotty. Sure, Josh Simmons, there's hope that he can develop into being a very good offensive tackle this season as a rookie. But as a guard on the right side for Trey Smith, it is important, though, that he has a place to call home while also making as much money as he can. He said earlier this offseason that he loses sleep trying and thinking about protecting Patrick Mahomes. These guys work tirelessly through the offseason to talk about best ways to protect Mahomes, not things that you need to improve on. And he knows that even in his short career thus far, he wants to improve. And this guy has been one of the best assets for Mahomes since he donned a uniform next to him for the first time. And now we've got him locked up for the foreseeable future. That's the first asset that Mahomes will have in hopes to get over 4,000 passing yards once more in the 2025 campaign. The second guy, I'm going to go with Travis Kelce. Now, you might have assumed I was going to go with a different wide receiver, i.e. Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, he is a guy who I very heavily considered, but he is only played a handful of games with Patrick Mahomes. And in those handful of games, man, he's been chef's kiss. But the guy that has known Mahomes and been synonymous with Mahomes' career since he's become the starting quarterback is tight end Travis Kelce. The two have helped formulate this dynasty. They are the cornerstone pieces. They have a bonding relationship both on the field and off the field. one, that makes the relationship and the productivity on the field that much better. Travis Kelce's prime years were him receiving the football from Mahomes. Now, I understand that Travis Kelce might not be able to be the greatest asset in receiving yards this season, but as I've touched on before in the podcast, even yesterday, Kelce looks good throughout training camp, and know it's early. He's slimmed down, but there's a hope that he is able to just kind of take that success that he's got in training camp and the motivation and what could be his final year to lead into the regular season. Now, I'm not saying he's going to return to a 1,200 receiving yard type of tight end any longer. I don't think that's on his resume for this season, his to-do list, so to say. But I do think no matter what, if from a leadership standpoint, from a comfortability standpoint, and from just being available when you need him, he's going to be a tremendous asset for Patrick Mahomes. He is going to be a guy that is, looked upon once Mahomes is all said and done. Similarly to Kelce, those two are always going to be remembered together for their seasons. Multiple Super Bowl championships. Kelce helped Mahomes won 2 MVPs. The two, they know each other very well, and I'm very positive that going into this season and what could be their last together, Travis Kelce is going to be a major impact and asset for Patrick Mahomes. And finally, the third asset that Mahomes has on this roster is himself. We have seen all the talks this offseason saying that Mahomes is no longer the greatest quarterback or the best quarterback in the National Football League. The title has often gone to Josh Allen going into this season, Lamar Jackson. Those are two players. Even Jalen Hurts, it can be tossed in there. Those are players who had tremendous seasons last year and were in the running to become MVP. Of not, Jalen Hurts' case, he won the Super Bowl. But Mahomes, when you tell him that when you start doubting Mahomes, we've seen time and time again, after they lost in the Super Bowl to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were right back at it. When people said, no, there you go, you're all done. I don't see it that way. I think that Patrick Mahomes now, as a veteran, has a leadership standpoint in his brain. He understands how to win as if he didn't know already beforehand. He's one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in the modern era. And he still has surprises up his sleeve that I think that even we haven't seen yet. I think that Mahomes has so many rabbits to pull out of his bag of tricks, his hat of tricks, that he's going to be a problem until he decides, I'm not really, my body can't really hold up anymore, and he decides to retire. Yes, I'm saying it. Patrick Mahomes, one of his greatest asset this season will be himself. That being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to follow me over on X at Dom Minchella, where we post and repost every single day. You're not going to want to miss any coverage that I've got and the rest of the team has for training camp. Totally free. It's the place to go. You can also find us at KC Chiefs on SI over on X. Ton of coverage every single day. Likewise to my account, totally free. That being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm Dominic Minchella. Be kind to one another, and I will see you tomorrow.